That's a hot one. I get it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we're joined by Tim Dillon. He's a comedian with a new special called I'm Your Mother on Netflix now. Check out the Tim Dillon Show podcast for new episodes every Saturday. And to catch him in a city near you, visit timdilloncomedy.com for live show dates and tickets. But in the meantime, it's a go-round with the Wings of Death. Tim Dillon, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. The Wings of Death. Wow. That's a very... Just
ominous beginning to this
gives you
whole
something
thing.
to think about.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, how are you around spicy food? Are you someone who enjoys a hot meal?
I like a hot meal within reason. Like there's a great restaurant in LA, it's a Thai restaurant, and like I'll do a little spicy, but then there's guys who just sit over a soup sweating. That's not me. Like just people that push it on a level that's completely extreme. Like we're about to do. Shaquanda's Hot Tropic. Who is Shaquanda?
It's right on the bottle there.
Oh, well, good. God bless. That's the thing you do to make everyone go, this is fine. That's like the fake wing.
So your new special, I'm Your Mother, takes place. You shot it in Austin, Texas, which has become a hub for stand-up comedy.
It has been.
Wonder, though, is there anything that you miss about the Sunset Boulevard Comedy Store scene? Like when you look back on that time, are there stronger feelings of melancholy or nostalgia?
I love that, and it's still there. The Comedy Store is an amazing club, and obviously Joe moved to Texas, and a lot of us go down there and perform there. Comedy Store is still a great club, and like what was great about it is it was pre-pandemic. People would, in the parking lot, go, we'll never stop doing stand-up. No one can ever make us stop. There's nothing that would ever make us stop. And then, we stopped. So when you look back on it, it's like, it's an innocent time. It was a good time. It was like an innocent time. You're like, oh, we didn't even know like something like that could happen. I feel good. No, it's good.
So I've heard you describe, this is your country, the homage that you paid to 90s era daytime talk shows.
Yeah.
You described it as ill-fated, but I, for one, really enjoyed it.
I loved it too. You know who didn't like it as much? Netflix. No, I'm kidding. They're great people there. We love them, but they don't love talk formats. And I think they were nervous about it.
Is there something about the culture right now that made you think this is the kind of show that needs to make a comeback?
Yeah, I think we all need like daytime trash TV that's not like hyper political or like, I think we all need to like coalesce around realizing that like we're all garbage people and exploiting that. Like nobody was talking about tariffs on Ricky Lake. That's what I remember that was great about the 90s. People just wanted to do as much damage to each other as they could for entertainment value. And that's what I was trying to do.
Do you have any theory as to why, of all those daytime talk show hosts, it was the almost forgotten about underdog Maury Povich who had by far the longest running series?
He tapped into, I think, an essential component of that genre, which is who is and isn't the father. That was...
It's fundamental.
That's a huge component of that. Now, did it get boring on episode 500? Maybe, but he just went with what worked. There's a baby in this world. We don't know who the father is. Someone's the father. Is it this guy? And I think it was that formula that carried him.
Yeah, find out after the break.
Yeah, find out after the break. How fat and embarrassing would it be if I wasn't affected by any of this? I know I will be. It's just going to be it will be very shameful if I just eat them all and it doesn't affect me at all.
You just order a second.
It'll be the most disgusting episode of the whole show that I'm just like, no, this is great. What's the problem?
I'm curious about your time doing bus tours for New
Yeah.
York City tourists, because I had a
Yes.
similar job back in Chicago.
Yeah, I ruined a lot of people's vacations.
Did you ever get in trouble for veering too far off script, or did they kind of let you cook?
Well, I would just talk about how it's become very corporate and kind of boring, and it's just not as fun anymore. And
meanwhile, you're part of the tourism wheel, and you're out here. Yeah,
but I wanted to tell them the truth.
I respect
It
that.
I would tell them that Broadway shows are terrible now. They all started as Disney movies. They're embarrassing. The people in them are terrible. And then it would just be a lot of confused Norwegians. But I would get in trouble, but it was so hard to complain. They would leave bad reviews. One of the reviews, I swear to God, there's a quote that the tour guide was saying all these things, and then the people looked on in shock and fear. That was the
It's
tour
kind of
of
beautiful
someone-
prose for a
shock and
review.
fear. That was the review of someone's vacation. What is this Scoville? Who are these people? Are you affected by this at all? No, right at this point? Does anything affect you? What would have to be done to you for you to feel anything at this point?
I think it's a familiarity with the whole
What
thing.
torture level would you have to experience? Would they have to put your tongue attached? What would do it at this point for you?
Well,
Nothing.
I'm not sure it's a thought exercise that I really
Yeah.
want to dive into, because I don't want to give anyone any ideas, but I think it's a familiarity with this whole thing. I've been there, so I don't panic, even though
Right.
it is at times in every interview uncomfortable for me.
Right.
And this one's got a little bit of a step up,
This
but you
does.
look good. I'm wondering what could torture you.
No, this is a step up. You can feel it a little bit. But again, this is still not something where I'd flip out. I imagine it's going to get more difficult.
Respect.
And I know that it's a milk game. It's not a water game. And it's a whole milk game. I stand
Smart,
with America's
yeah.
dairy farmers. I know you have a lot of really famous people in here that take oat milk or
Yeah.
whatever, but whole milk from America's heartland dairy farmers, okay, with whatever needs to be in it, okay?
Right.
Whatever hormones are in this need to be in it, okay?
That's right.
Hands
That's the
off,
truth.
RFK. I'll have my milk the way I like it. Genetically engineered.
So despite your many gripes about growing up in Long Island,
Yes.
you are on record as saying that it has the best food in the country.
It does. I love it. The food is great. Long Island is a place of comfort, like the suburbs, where people eat and they've gotten really good at the food. If the food was bad, people would riot. There's nothing else. There's no culture. There's no real intelligence. Nothing's interesting. There's no sense of history or community or family. There's no real athletics of note. It's not especially pretty. There's no national or local meaning and feeling of purpose. It's kind of a vacant landscape of nothing, a suburban emptiness that claws at you until you finally fill yourself with bagels or gnocchi or fentanyl.
What, in your opinion, on that note, is the island's greatest contribution to the American culinary canon?
I would say the bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich.
Classic.
2 eggs over medium bacon, American cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup on a roll. And you eat that in the morning about 1:30 p.m. It coats your stomach and absorbs that anxiety that would push you either to the gym or to a job or into a good relationship, on a jog, whatever. That anxiety that would push you to become a better person, you actually can absorb all of that with the sandwich and then go right back to bed. It's weird that they would do that flavor. I'll have a little milk.
Yeah, I'll join you. I'll join you.
I love a Heartland milk.
And taste the heartland right there.
What do you get here? Almond milk? These freaks? What do
All
they want?
kinds, different sorts of...
Goat milk?
It's as the guests have become more and more famous.
Long Island got almond milk last year.
Exactly.
They are into whole milk.
This whole thing's been a breath of fresh air.
Whole
You're coming
milk
into
and
the studio,
fear.
Tim.
Long Island. The fear of others.
Which is a bigger nightmare for a comedian, all right? Performing a set in a tattoo shop where when you bomb, you can hear the buzzing of needles in the background, or performing for a couple at date night at a high-end restaurant.
I've done both. The thing you're talking about, Wild Child Tattoo Parlor, you've done your research, you've dug deep, was tough because people were coming into that Long Island tattoo parlor to try to cover up whatever girlfriend or boyfriend they had broken up with their dead grandfather's name or something patriotic. And so they would be screaming at the tattoo artist, and then you would just hear zzz, and then you would do jokes about like your mother's schizophrenia. But that's what it is. You got to make it through. It's like this challenge.
Exactly. The only way out is through.
I don't know. Am I?
So what you should have here
Yeah.
is a kind of yellowish looking.
Yes, that's it. Okay. It's going to be a problem. You can feel it. I used to read about these sauces like Dave's Insanity.
Yeah.
Do these
I know
things
Dave's
exist?
Insanity. Yeah.
Remember that crystal skull?
Oh yeah, of course.
Remember that?
Yeah. I think
used to
we
read
had it
about
on the
that.
show actually. Yeah. You know, I listen to your podcast
Yeah.
every week, and recently you articulated a thought that really had me thinking
Yes.
about what the railroad barons and business magnates of the past
Yeah.
would think of the current class of billionaires. What do you see as the distinction between like a 19th century business magnate versus like a tech tycoon of today?
Well, these tech tycoons are weird. They're nerds. They also all want to be cool because they know what cool is. So there's this equity in this idea called cool, and they're all trying to be it with hundreds of millions of dollars, which is super sad. Because you figure at a certain amount of money, you would just go, I don't give a shit. This is me. No. They want to be perceived as like the cool guy. They want to be funny. They want this. The business magnates of the past were just content kind of being fat and evil. And that is so comforting. Now they would just kind of have a big top hat, they'd sit in a castle, and they'd destroy the earth quietly.
I get that too. And you know, like when I was like a tour guide in Chicago, there's this story about Aaron Montgomery Ward, right? It was this retail magnate from back in the day. And he did this thing where like in his last dying gasp, he took his money, his resources, his power, and he made everything east of Lakeshore Drive free and open to the public. So like to this day, you have 26 miles of beaches and lakefront and running paths, which is nice. And that's real legacy, because I'm sure this guy did some horrible things, but that's what you kind of remember about him.
Yeah.
They used to kind of break one off.
As bad as these people were, and
They used
were
to break
bad,
one off.
They built theaters, universities. The guys now go, your girlfriend's gonna live in the computer. That's their contribution. They used to build stadiums, they used to build libraries. The people now go, your friends are gonna be on the internet. That's it. We're inventing friends for you to have, you loser. I mean, you know, it was better when it was libraries, when it was a great performance space.
That's why I listen, Tim.
Thank you. Here we go.
This is called apricot. And this kind of like the last one. There's a little delay on it, but you're on top of it, baby.
I just look at the camera, my face is totally red.
You look great. Wing 7 glow over here.
Yeah.
Can you give a top-line summation on your theory as to why the worst population wave of all time belongs to our parents?
The boomers are the last funny generation. They're the last generation of people to embrace the full cult of the self, to be demanding and angry, to invent these situations where they are victims that are not. They've had pretty easy go of it. But their paranoia, their fear, their madness, the division they stoke, all of this stuff is very important. And the world we live in is created by them. They refuse to die. They will not leave. The presidential contest was between almost two 80-year-olds before one of them forcibly dropped out. So that's the whole thing. These boomers won't leave their houses. They all have these mega mansions. They won't leave them because they sit in them, and when their kids come over, they make their children feel terrible about how they live. And they just kind of walk around this mansion like the king of the manor. And that's how they win every argument. They go, but what do I know? And they just, motion to this like 10-foot ceiling they have in their foyer. So the real estate market in this country will never repair itself until boomers are forcibly evicted from their homes and put in prison. Boomers are actually retiring to bigger homes. That's how sick they are. This is the issue. You can feel this one.
Immediately.
And
it'll just kind of grow on you. It's gonna stress test the whole milk.
I literally was like scared coming here. Now it is getting hotter in my mouth.
Yeah. It'll kind of grow from there.
Nothing will stop me from talking. I mean, truly nothing will. Comedians in these seats, they just don't stop. But I feel it. It's clearing out the passages.
Yep.
I feel the tongue.
Yeah.
I feel the heat.
And just be careful around the eyes, 'cause
Don't
you've been
touch
eating.
the eyes
Right.
or the dick, which I heard. I heard no dick touching.
You got good info.
Okay.
What, in your opinion, is the most influential fast food item of all time?
Wow. Great question. I would probably say it is getting hotter now. I do feel it. I do feel it. The McGriddle. Because the McGriddle married the sweet and the savory in a way that nothing ever, and now everybody does it.
Fuck, marry, kill ice cream edition, okay?
Yeah.
Haagen-Dazs, Friendlies, Salt and Straw.
Friendlies, you fuck because it's a dirty whore. Friendlies is a Long Island, Friendlies is the type of place, if you look behind the counter, you just see a sneaker print in fudge, okay? It's a really filthy, slimy, dirty place. But it's true. Haagen-Dazs you're gonna marry because Haagen-Dazs is great quality ice cream, but it's not too pretentious. Salt and Straw, you gotta kill, even though I love Salt and Straw, but here's why I have to kill it. I don't want olive oil ice cream. I don't want a flavor of ice cream to be titled like Summer Mailbox. It'll be like Pond Bottom. I think boogers are coming out of my nose, but that's fine.
If you could bring one fast food item back from the death, what would it be?
Great question. This should be the presidential debate. No, you know what I mean? Like, who cares about it? Like, what do we? The original grilled stuffed burrito at Taco Bell, and it was seasoned beef, a 3-cheese blend, the Baja sauce, which no longer exists, the pico de gallo. They have not brought it back. They're cowards.
But maybe they will now.
That was great.
You took the platform, you know what I mean? You made your case. Who knows what kind of waves that can make on the other side of this,
very
Tim?
true.
You might have saved the burrito.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
I'm good. I can blow my nose, right? I just can't touch my eyes.
Yeah.
That's a hot one. I get it. Number 9. Can I get more milk?
Yep, that's all you.
This is my doctor. Just every day. I go, yeah, I drink this every day. What's the problem? Are you not supposed to drink Heartland dairy milk? Now, what is this? What's
this one? Is called Sucker Punch.
Is it this one or that one?
It's gonna be this one, not that one. So, you once called serving on jury duty the greatest experience of your life.
Loved it.
What was it about serving in the jury of a murder trial? Like, can you give us the highs and lows of participating in the American justice system?
It's a very fascinating thing when you're up close watching the criminal justice system work. It's kind of interesting seeing the lawyers and the defendant. And the defendant actually was kind of a fun guy who would exchange glances with me and we'd smile and I'd drop Altoids and I'd kind of do this and he'd give me one and I'd give him one. And it was actually really fun to the point where the judge said it was actually wildly inappropriate. But he was a fun, chubby guy. And the way I look at murder is everyone goes overboard. But he really did, and he was fun to see every day. And we did put him away life plus 50 without a chance of parole. It was a violent act. But it was fun to meet different people, and the jury deliberations were fun. I love arguing. I love debating.
Yeah, were you
Maybe he didn't do it.
A contrarian back then?
Yeah, I would go both sides. I'd go, he did it, and then I'd go, but maybe not.
Just an agent of chaos
Just
in that room?
Just an agent of chaos, because a jury deliberation's fun, but you gotta, you have the people that are checked out immediately, you have the real detail-oriented people, and then you have people like me that I'm just in it for the love of the game. It's the show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This isn't like a personal vendetta. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a little bit here. And
that's a smart veteran
And then
move.
I'm gonna dab the wing.
Smart.
Because I saw what you did.
Right.
That's not what we're gonna do.
Rookie mistake over here.
So it was just a slight, look, it got kissed.
Tim Dillon, the wings of death are behind us. My blood is pumping. I'm not sure if it's the spice or the education you've given all of us here today, but I really feel alive. And you know, listening to your podcast, you can be cynical, you can be nihilistic, almost like a newsman, giving live reports from the ashes of a fallen empire.
Thank you.
But it makes me wonder, what does give you hope? Like when you look towards the future, where do you see flowers and sunshine? Where is the optimism?
I like that people in Japan are making cakes that look like bears. I like that. I'm worried about the Middle East, but I like the bear cake.
And with that, Tim Dillon taking on the wings of death.
Thank you so much.
Living to tell the tale, and now there's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you. This camera, this camera, this camera. Let the people know what you have going on in your life.
I'm Your Mother on Netflix, comedy special, Tim Dillon Show on YouTube. Thank you so much, and thank you. We did it. Does anyone have an issue with them where they can't do it?
Yeah, sometimes people tap out. Like Bad Bunny tapped out recently. Like we have people tap out every once in a while. Yeah, but I think for the most part, like now that it's like an established show, people feel kind of trapped on it.
Oh, I feel trapped, and I'm also not as successful as Bad Bunny. Like if I was that successful, I would tap out maybe. But I was like, I'll let these kill me.
Hey, what's going on, Hot Ones fans? You know you can catch me every Thursday interviewing celebrities over the wings of death, but if you're looking for a little more Scoville-laced action, tune in Tuesdays for Hot Ones Versus. It's the show where celebrities go head-to-head. They either tell the truth or suffer the wrath of the last dab. So tune in Tuesdays for a front row seat to the fiery fights and celebrity clashes. That's Hot Ones Versus Tuesdays on First We Feast. Don't miss it.